Welcome back to week 15 of the Madden 06 rebrand featuring the Norfolk Defenders. We're nearing the end of the regular season and we have this matchup against the Los Angeles Lions before our marquee matchup next week against the DC Dynamo, likely for the top seed and the division in the NFC. Get a look here at the Lions again. They have some good rankings on offense and defense. It's just that turnover differential has been killing them and they haven't been able to get points on the board as efficiently as their offense and defense have been helping out. So we'll see what kind of side the Lions show up with today. The other game to keep an eye on regarding the DC Dynamo is their game against the Cape Coral Crocs. The Crocs have really fallen on some hard times recently. A loss would put them back to the 500 mark, which is right around where everybody's kind of teetering. So a win by the Crocs would kind of catapult them a little bit into better playoff position, but it would also mean that the Dynamo lose that tiebreaker they have with us, and that game next week would mean so much more. So I'll be curious to see how that game turns out, but we won't know the result until after our game with the Lions is complete. I am kind of interested to see though. I mean, their offense is rated pretty well. It seemed like their run and pass games were fairly even too, so I'm wondering what kind of offense they're going to show us here as the game progresses. Recently we've been getting a lot of turnovers on the defensive side when they pass the ball, so if they are a little bit more pass heavy, we might have some opportunity to create some turnovers, put some points on the board as we are in Norfolk for this matchup here today in the sunny afternoon. The Lions, one of the only teams so far this year to actually tie a game. Don't see that very often. Lions win the toss, they will receive. Pretty much no win to speak of, so it doesn't really matter which end zone I pick to defend. Again, there's a look at the standings. We are both 10-3 with the Dynamo, but their game will be later on today. Need a win to keep pace. I suppose if we lose and they win, and then we win next week, it's about the same anyhow. The tiebreaker would be 1-1, so I'd just rather try and get ahead of them as best as I can without having to worry about all those different scenarios that might occur. But here we are on 1st and 10. Lions stacking the right side with two tight ends. We'll see if they run it out to the side. No, they're doing a screen on the first play of the game. Doesn't really get them much. Don't really see that for the first play call of the game sometimes. A little screen pass, maybe just trying to keep the defense on their toes, but regardless, it's a 2nd and 10. Now they're going with a 3 wide receiver set. This one will be another pass and another screen. What is going on? Back-to-back screens leads them nowhere, so it's 3rd and 10. I'm going to play some zone packages here with the 3 wide receiver set, 2 running backs. This one is not a screen, and that one's actually right into the hands of Edwards, which he drops, but nonetheless, it's a 3rd and out for the Lions. We'll get the ball back only 30 seconds into the game. In before Lamont fumbles the ball or something like that. He tends to do that on kick returns. I haven't really seen it on the punt return, but here's Lamont's return. He's going to take it around the 25, maybe get about 5 to 8 yards after he got tackled forward. So we begin our first offensive possession from the 34. Not some bad field position there. Going to go ahead and try just a blast play out to the left. Lions defense is touted as pretty good, so we'll see if we can get the run game going. If not, we might have to try some more passing than normal. No hole there. Michaels is shoved down immediately. Might have gotten back to line of scrimmage. No, he did not. So 2nd and 11. I want to get your guys' thoughts on the little creamsicle and gold jerseys too of the Lions. I didn't think the gold translated very well in Madden, but curious to see what you guys think of the color combo there. Michaels, I expected him to keep going on the streak route, but he kind of stopped right near the 1st down marker. And by the time the ball got there, there were also 2 other defenders there to meet him. So a big 3rd down and 11. Got Brown coming across the middle here. Maybe Minter if we have him in single coverage deep. Yes, indeed. We have Brown just past the 1st down marker at the 45. And that will get us a fresh set of downs. Usually in those situations, I roll out to the right and I just stayed in the pocket, set my feet, got the accurate throw. I mean, the defender was right on them, but we were able to get it out in front. There goes Michaels. Oh no, he fumbled the ball, picked it back up, falls forward for the 1st down. I've noticed Michaels has been putting the ball on the ground quite a bit lately. I mean, a couple of those games were in the rain. But yeah, just a good case of fumbleitis going on. I guess part of it was just I did the hit stick, which is more prone to fumbling the ball. Michaels, that one is just going to sneak past the linebacker. He continued on with the streak route, unlike the other one, so that is another 1st down. I had my man across the middle, but I detected there's that middle linebacker that was right there that would usually pick the ball off in those situations, so I went back to Michaels and it worked out. Try some play action on 1st and 10. Abbott into double coverage, nearly got it. That would have got us to the 5-yard line, but not so. 2nd and 10. I'm going to try a draw play on 2nd and 10 just to get us some yards. Hopefully get us closer to the 1st down, or at the very least a better field goal. Here comes the free safety though. Got a little bit of room up the middle. Michaels is going to get out to about the 19, maybe the 18. So 3rd and 3. I think we might be able to get this one on the ground. If we don't get the 1st down, I mean, we'll get some points on the board, but I don't want to risk a throw, especially if the Lions are, you know, pretty well rated on defense with their pass defense. There's Michaels. Oof, just got to the 15. That is another 1st down. Our offense is driving. We've had a little bit of a solid drive similar to last week. Last week we had a 4-minute drive, and this time, I mean, I'm going to switch to the dive play. They're kind of cheating out to the left of that toss, but we've had some weird 1st downs. We had that fumble that Michaels was able to recover. You don't see that every day. There's the handoff for a gain of only 2. So 2nd and 8. Michaels will stay in for one more play, but he's pretty tired. I might dump it off to him on the right if he's open, but trying to look for other receivers here. Minter gets bullied across the middle, and Carey doesn't have enough time to throw the ball out of bounds or get rid of it, so I just took the sack for a loss of a couple. Tried to get as close to the line of scrimmage as we could. Big 3rd down and 12. Again, don't want to force anything here. Lose that 3-point opportunity at the very least. I might have an opportunity to try Lamont to the end zone there, though. They are double covering him. I'm just going to throw the ball away. Well, this should be a decent field goal try for Mansfield. He's hit from the mid-30s quite consistently. It's once you get into that 40-yard range that he starts to be a little bit more unpredictable. And we don't have much wind here. 61 accuracy. That's going to stay inside the upright. And the Norfolk defenders, after a solid 2.5-minute drive, are able to take the lead 3-0. They're not going to show our drive stats, but again, we took up almost half the quarter on that drive after the Lions had a 3-and-out. Wilson tries to take this one out to the right side. There's only 3 defenders there to meet him, so he doesn't even get back to the 20. And right from the get-go, the Lions are going to a 3-wide receiver set, which means I'm pretty sure they're going to try passing again here on 1st down. No, they actually give it off to Braxton, the ball carrier, who is met in the backfield for a loss of 1. So we've had 4 offensive plays for the Lions so far, and they've had a net of -1 yard so far. This one's some play action, and right, the quarterback's actually going to take it on the option. Got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a yard, but even so, 3rd and 10, their 2nd straight 3rd and 10. This time we got trips receivers out to the left. And that one is a completed catch. Takes him across the 1st down marker. Nice little play call there. With the trips formation, they sent the receiver out to the left, which the other 2 receivers kind of acted as a decoy. We got our defense all tangled up, and they just were able to cross the line for the 1st down. Kept his feet in bounds. Another wide receiver screen. They've called, what, like 7 or 8 plays, and that's the 3rd time they've done a screen. I just don't understand. We'll see if they get one more play here off towards the end of the 1st quarter. 2nd and 12. They got 2 receivers out to the right, 2 tight ends to the left, so I'm unsure if this is going to be a pass or a run. It is another option play with Wright, the quarterback, taking this one. Slides after a gain of a few, and the Lions are down 3-0 to end the 1st quarter. A lot of interesting play calls. They have a very interesting offensive play style so far. A lot of screens, a lot of options. I mean, they went for that 1st down pass when they had to, but another 3rd and 10 here. And they're actually going to audible with the zone coverage. See what that leads to. 4 wide receivers and now a running back in the shotgun. Oh, if it wasn't for our defender across the middle, I think that would have gotten to the wide receiver. Coombs was just a little bit late getting back on the button hook. So 4th and 10, a good defensed ball. Across the middle, just got a fingertip on it to knock it away. And the defenders will get the ball back. First play after the 2nd quarter starts. That punt will go way out of bounds. We'll get the ball at about the 50. I also noticed like the lighting changed quite significantly. This is supposed to be a 1 o'clock game, and now it looks like it's at nighttime or something. Michaels has some room out to the left. Oh, Lions just were able to break their their block there and tackle Michaels, but still a gain of 4. Could have been a lot more than that. You look there at the offensive production, we're holding the Lions in check. I mean, they're usually a pretty good offensive team, but 9 plays, 10 yards so far. That's basically a yard per play. Gonna do a toss play with Michaels here on 2nd and 6. He fumbled again, and now they fumble it. Are we gonna get a fresh set of downs, or are they still gonna... Yeah, so Michaels with his 2nd fumble of the game. Then we force a fumble, and since the possession changed, it's technically a new 1st down. I tend to do that a lot on like the sweep plays though, where I cut across the middle again, just because I don't really seem to get as much blocking out to the left. Kozlowski was kind of a bit slow there, nothing doing. Like that last toss play, I was like, all right, I have one defender to beat, but he was able to get past Kozlowski is what I was trying to say. Now the Lions really stacking the box here. We got some options with the button hooks or the out routes to the running back. Full out blitz. We'll have Page will have to come back to receive that one, but he's able to get some forward progress and get the 1st down. We're out to the 35. Nice little blitz call there by the Lions, though, all things considered. I mean, Carey tends to get sacked a lot, like he's about to make a pass, but then like pulls it back in to take the sack. Happens quite a bit. There's Michaels. Cuts it back out to the right, gets a gain of about 5. Try the 4 wide receiver set on 2nd down, try and get some receivers spaced out across the field. Otherwise, we got Michaels on the wheel route. Well, they're paying a lot of attention to Michaels, so Carey's able to take this for a gain of about 10 out to the 21. They don't usually have man coverage in that situation, so I was waiting to see if Michaels like breaks the zone or if the guy was playing man and went with them all the way up the wheel route. So either way, we had like a 2-on-1 situation. We just took the better of the 2 routes. Michaels doesn't get anything there on the draw play. 2nd and 10, we're just outside the red zone. For this one, I'm going to try and go to Abbott or Page over on the left side. Maybe Minter across the middle. Nothing really open there. Carey's able to get a few yards on the scramble to get us inside the 20, but not much there. And another opportunity where we've been driving. We've had a significant chew off the clock, and we might be held to a field goal. So going up only 6-0 after dominating the time of possession would be kind of, well, not good. Another one where I thought about going across the middle to some of my receivers, but the defense like creeped up on them. Would have maybe made an interception try. So this is probably going to hit the 2-minute warning before I'm able to get a field goal off, but another 30-ish yard field goal for Mansfield, this time from the right hash as opposed to the left. Again, minimal wins, so not much affecting the kick right here other than my kicking meter input. 88s across the board, and that'll be enough to get it down the middle. So the defenders take a 6-0 lead as we just passed the 2-minute warning. Another 3 minutes off the clock on the drive, 10 plays for 66 yards, but we get held short of the end zone, so we're starting to get a little bit more consistency with the length of the drives. We just really need to capitalize and punch in the ball to the end zone. That's the next step that's lacking right now. And the Lions will try and make something during this 2-minute drill. 5 wide receiver set on 1st and 10. Nice little play call there. They had a couple options out to the right. Connor was there for about like the 6 or 7 yard route, so they went across the middle for the 10-yard route. This one's lobbed up to the tight end. Incomplete. Now Connor will have the running back, who is actually going to drop into blocking. Alderman breaks a tackle, gets across the 45, and the Lions will likely go no huddle again here. So now the pass game's starting to work here in the no huddle offense for the Lions. Fakes the draw on 1st down. That one was just behind Connor. Couldn't adjust, and the Lions again with some 1st down yardage. Start to get into some zone coverage. We've been playing man these last few plays just with all the no huddle stuff, and they're picking us apart. Connor with the hard hit will at least prevent that one from being caught. So still a good scoring opportunity for the Lions. They have a whole 57 seconds to go about 15 yards to the end zone if they want. Now we can start playing some more zone coverage as we're closer to the end zone. They're actually going to run the ball here to Braxton. Makes a few moves, gets inside the 10. Big 3rd and 5 here, though. If they don't convert on this 3rd down, I don't know if they'll go for it with it being a 1-possession game. We'll see if they get closer to the 1st down marker. They run into each other and make the catch. I was a bit late there with Connor. And now we have a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. The Lions just really did some work here on this drive. And now they have 4 plays to try and punch it in from the inch-yard line. Oh, they went with the play action, and it's going to come back to bite them. A sack. I'm actually going to call a timeout here because I don't really have the right defensive package out if they decide to go a little bit more spread offense. I called the goal line to stop the run from like the inch-yard line, but now that we have a few yards, we can start getting in some faster bodies out there and play some more zone, I suppose. That throw was behind the receiver. Vargas nearly jumped the route, but incomplete. 3rd and goal from the 6. I just don't know why the Lions didn't decide to try and run the ball from like the inch-yard line, you know? And that throw, I don't know where that one was going, but maybe he got hit as he threw. 4th and goal. We hold the Lions to a field goal after a huge drive down the field by Los Angeles. And there you go. The score is now 6-3. A lot of field goals so far in this game. So here's Lamont on the kick return. We'll see if we're able to get some good yardage. Maybe set us up for a try down the field with 30 seconds. I mean, I suppose the smart play would be to just run it out into the half, but we'll see if we can get a play or two down the field. And we've Page across the middle there. Can he sneak out of bounds? Oh, wait, is that a face mask? What just happened? It said penalty Los Angeles, but then nothing happened after that. We're still at the 34. Maybe I clicked a button too fast or something, but 1st and 10, we still got all 3 timeouts. I'm going to see if we can get Minter across the middle here. Or Michaels to the 50. And there's a face mask. Did they do it again, or is that just a glitch from last? Regardless, I will take it. We're going to call a timeout. And wait, now we're back at the 50 again. What is going on? I think it was a glitch from last play because I don't think that was a face mask, but now we're back at the 50. Like, they didn't actually give us the yardage. So we just got screwed out of a face mask on one of the 2 plays. Oh gosh. Well, the offensive line broke down, and that's going to be the end of the half. I don't think a Hail Mary is going to do too much. I mean, I guess we could try it. We'll see if Carey can throw it about 50 yards, but might as well take a shot for the end zone, I suppose. 6 seconds left. Our coverage. Offensive line breaks down again before we can even get our receivers that far down the field. So that'll be the end of the first half. A very low-scoring affair. 6-3 is your halftime score. And again, just a couple offensive possessions where we drove down the field and just could only get a field goal out of it. But thankfully, we get the ball to start off the second half. Get a look there at the halftime stats. We're pretty evenly split between pass and rushing yards. Again, a lot of that's to Michaels again, since he is doing some work on both sides of the ball. Lamont could have broken it out to the left, but gets tackled around the 32. So 1st and 10 from the 30-ish yard line, and we'll see if we can replicate some of those drives from earlier in the first half, but actually get it into the end zone this time around. Here's Michaels on the counter play. Picks up about 3 or 4. My eyes deceived me. I guess it was only 1 yard gain on the play. It seemed like he made it at least a few yards past the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 9. Minter's just able to get past the linebacker as Carey rolled out to the left to buy some time. That's a 1st down. But yeah, making a little bit more smart plays. Carey's not thrown any interceptions. He has over 50% completion, which is a little bit good for him. No gain on that 1st down play. Strong safety coming in. We might have Abbott out to the right. If we can have some coverage. Kozlowski drops the ball anyhow, but that was a bullet by Carey off balance. Just trying to get away from the pressure. 3rd and 11. We converted on a 3rd and 11 with a similar route by Lamont here on a different play, but we'll see if it works again. Carey rolling out to the left. Actually, we have Brown across the middle wide open, and he can't catch it. Throw was just a tick behind him, but got his hands on the ball, couldn't receive it, and we'll have to punt from midfield. Good coffin corner opportunity for our punter. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. So Lions, after their 2-minute drill, went down the field, but other than that, they've been struggling. We'll see what they do here on 1st and 10. I'm actually going to greet them with a blitz. See where that brings us. There's that dang wide receiver screen again. That's the 4th time they've called that. You know, when I call a blitz like that, it might actually come back to bite me. Since if I'm bringing everybody up the middle, they just screened it out to the right with some blockers. That could have been a long gain. Thankfully, we were able to tackle him after a gain of 2. That was a little bit glitchy of an animation. I did the hit stick, and it kind of warped into him in a weird way that they were not facing. So 3rd and 8 from the 15-yard line. Lions have faced a lot of long 3rd downs like this prior. Somehow their receiver drops it, and that's going to force a 3 and out. We're going to get some prime field position after the punts. Lamont will take this one near the 50. I'm actually going to fair catch because their guy is pretty fast in closing. So from the 48, which is about where we punted it last possession, now we have a chance to get some yardage, run some clock again. Michael's out to the left. He's going to turn the corner out to about the 45, close to 1st down yardage, but I don't think he quite got it. Yes, indeed, 2nd and inches. I'm going to try a play action streak pattern here like I sometimes do on 2nd and inches. If not, we could probably punch it in on 3rd and inches if there's an incomplete. They drop back into significant coverage. Minter's got single coverage down the field, and that is a touchdown. That's exactly why we do that play call right there. Hesitated a little bit, which sometimes you get called for pass interference, but a good strike down the field, and that is about a 50-yard touchdown. 42, I guess, 42. We got past the 50 on Michael's run. One of our longest pass touchdowns of the year as well, so that will put us up by 10 points. All right, now it's up to our defense to put up some solid work here. We have the 2-possession lead, and the Lions, aside from their 2-minute drill, just aren't really that confident with their offensive play calls. 1st and 10, I'm guessing a run's coming. No, they're going to pass it again. Sneaked up the middle with Connor to put some pressure on it, and that will drop incomplete. They just have a big reluctance to run the ball from what I've seen. Is this going to be another screen out to the right? They got 3 guys out to the right. Yep, there's the screen pattern. Doesn't work. That's the 5th time they've called it this game. Just really predictable, and maybe that's where all of their turnovers came from against the CPU, you know, where like they threw it behind the line of scrimmage and the CPU like was able to recover. Not a great play call there either on 3rd down. They had a bunch of like crossing patterns and short yardage button hooks, but none of them are really past the 1st down marker, which is exactly what you're trying to get on a 3rd and 10. Get at least a few people past the 1st down marker. And now Lamont, again, will take this punt return close to the 40. Gonna fair catch it again. Whoever that linebacker is, he's really fast. And then this drive, we can afford to run the ball a little bit more heavy. I know we had that long streak pattern to Minter our last possession for the touchdown, but since we're up by 2 possessions, we don't really need to force a whole heck of a lot. There's Michaels, gonna hit him with a spin move. Maybe could have pushed it out a little bit more to the left, but I'll take the gain of 6. And would you look at that, 100 yards passing, that's about what we average for a game. We still have a 1/4 to go. Michaels, there's a bit of a hole out to the left, it closes. Still picked up 3 on the play. I'm just gonna go with the goal line formation here to try and get this short yardage 3rd and 1. Michaels is able to get past midfield and gets the 1st down. Try a rollout here on 1st and 10. Been showing a lot of run, but maybe we'll be able to keep him off balance, especially with a couple tight ends. Got Nelson. That's a 1st down play out to the 35. If I waited just a little bit longer, the cornerback would have probably jumped that route, and Kerry honestly unintendedly threw it behind him a little bit, which also helped. Here's Jones on the handoff, gets a couple yards. Trying some slant patterns here on 2nd and 8. Just need some short yardage opportunities. Playing man coverage, which is pretty smart, but Kerry, there's the slide for the 1st time this year. Oh my goodness, it worked. Kerry only picks up 3 on the play, but I don't like fumbling the football, and I'm glad that he didn't dive and maybe put the ball on the ground. So 3rd and 5. We have Jones out to the right. You can't catch it. Dude, you were like destined for inside the 10-yard line, but just could not make the play, and we're going to have to try and kick it with Mansfield here. I didn't switch over to Jones. I probably could have to time the catch a little bit, but I was just like, you know, sometimes you just let the computer run exactly to where the ball is instead of having to like try and guess yourself. Yes, 49-yard attempt here for Mansfield. Can he get it from this distance? Accuracy somehow. Oh, I thought that was going to hold. Might have been a little bit short anyway, but a little bit of my fault on the accuracy. Regardless, we're still up by 10. Not a huge missed opportunity, I suppose. Sending a fullback in motion here and going with the pass. Connor seems to have injured his head. He injured his hip last week but came back, and we'll see if he's able to recover this week around. Middle linebacker is now Cox, our backup. Haven't really had an opportunity to play with him much this year. Oh, goodness. Our strong safety was kind of cheating towards the middle of the field, and the quarterback found the hole, was able to complete it with the single coverage and man. There you go. Connor's coming right back. Might be next defensive drive, but we'll see. Anyhow, the Lions are inside of scoring range, but a toss play there on first down is going to lose them 5 yards. They're pushed back to the 30 almost immediately. 5 wide receivers set on 2nd and 15. We have Schneidmiller, the 5th wide receiver, in coverage. Oh, I missed the tackle with Coombs, and that's likely going to lead to a first down. No, it's a 3rd and inches, so we're going to send the blitz here. Actually, the third quarter is going to run out, so they might reassess their strategy here, but we're still holding a 10-point lead going into the 4th quarter, and now they actually do decide to change up the plan. Go with 4 wide receivers on this one. So they're going to pass on a 3rd and inches where it looks like the ball is like over the line anyway. Going for it all. Misses. We'll see if they go for it on 4th down. Yes, they will. I mean, a field goal would put them within 1 possession game, but the smart thing would be to run the ball here on 4th and inches, you would assume, bringing the blitz. No, they're passing again. Wright is going to get sacked, and the Lions come away with nothing. Sheesh. Just some weird play calls by the CPU today. Not going for it in short yardage run formations, calling all of those wide receiver screens. It's weird, I tell you. 2nd and 11 after we got nothing on the first running play of the possession. We're going to try some play action. Got Abbott out to the right. The linebacker was just able to get a hand on that for the incompletion. Good play there. 3rd and 11. Madden says to just keep it safe, put the ball on the ground. Likely going to punt after this. I think that's also the smart play. We're starting to run out of time here in the 4th quarter, so might as well just run some clock, play it safe, not force any turnovers. We actually haven't had any turnovers that I can recall in this game. Like, the ball's been put on the ground a few times, but ultimately, like, possession didn't really change. Great punts by the punter is going to put them back inside the 30. Return only gets them about 5 or 6 yards, so the Lions will take over at the 35-yard line with just over 4 minutes to go. And after a missed opportunity on their last drive, looking to make amends here. Connor is back in the game after pinching a nerve. Edwards is able to punch that ball for the incompletion. 2nd and 10. Quarterback again getting pressured by our defensive line. 4 wide receivers and a running back on 2nd and 10. Burton gets a hand on that one. That's an incompletion. 3rd and 10. I mentioned at the start of the video, like, this is basically it for the Lions. If they lose this game, that'll put them at 8 losses, and they have a tie, which the best they could finish is 7 and 8-1 if that were the case. So they really need to make a final push here if they want to. They're going to punt on 4th and 1. I was just talking about how, like, this is for the season. You guys are going to punt on 4th and 1 from midfield. I just question everything. So we get the ball right back. Only about 30 seconds we're taking off the clock with that last Lions possession, but we have 3 more downs to run it a little bit further. There goes Michaels up the middle, but the hole closes fairly fast. Gain of only 3 on that play. Get a look there at the total offense. Again, 0 yards rushing for the Lions. They just have not trusted their run game at all today. And I think they did get some solid runs. It's just like the quarterback sacks or like the option plays kind of pushed them back. They had that one toss play that lost like 5 yards. So it's been a very one-dimensional game for them so far, which has led it to being a bit more predictable for me on the defensive side. Michaels powers through for a first down, lowers the shoulder on the safety, and we're out to the 34 with a new set of downs. Clock getting closer to the 3-minute mark. Try the halfback counter. This time Jones is going to be the ball carrier. Breaks one tackle, and that's Jones' best run of the season as he gets close to midfield. Usually you can rely on Jones to get you about like 2, maybe 3 yards, but not much more. And that one he got the first down and a little bit extra. So he'll get the ball again here on 1st and 10. This time on the dive play, and there he goes again. Picking up about 8 or 9. He's having probably the best game of his career up to this point. Doesn't get too many looks, but with Michaels being tired, getting a little bit of opportunities, now we have Williams, the third back in the full house formation, just spreading the love on the ground. I had a little bit of a hole out to the left that I didn't see until it was too late, but regardless, Williams gets the first down, and we're going to let this tick down to the 2-minute warning. Michaels is back in the game. We'll see if we can get us one more first down to maybe put this game away. Gets about 4, maybe 5 on that carry. Los Angeles will call a timeout. This is it. This is basically the last stand here for the Lions and their season. If they want to try and get into the playoffs, they're going to have to stop us here and also put 10 points on the board at the very least. There goes Michaels out to the left. Just held onto the ball pretty strongly. Los Angeles with another timeout. 3rd and 3 upcoming. Should be fairly doable on the ground, especially this drive. We've been getting some solid yardage on the ground. This one we're going away from our blockers. Michaels does not get the first down, but Los Angeles is also not going to use their last timeout. So I suppose what I can do here is Mansfield missed a 49-yard attempt earlier with a lot of it dependent on the accuracy of the kick, but if we can put 3 points on the board, I mean, it's not going to do a whole lot in the grand scheme of things since they're already down by 10, but I mean, it's a lot easier to score a touchdown and then drive down the field again, only like 30 or 40 yards to get the field goal. That's about as good of a kick as I can get, and there is Mansfield from 49, puts us up 16-3. And now that'll absolutely force the Lions to try and go for 2 touchdowns as opposed to just a touchdown and a field goal. They have 1 minute and 11 seconds to do it, still just only 1 timeout. But remember, to end the first half, they put a significant drive on, only got the 3 points. And that was with about the same amount of time that they have now. Good move there. Oh, fumble forced by Combs. And he's going to stay in bounds. There goes Edwards out to the 10. Offensive line is too slow, and we get a fumble and recovery for 7 points to put the final dagger in this one. There's the defense showing out. Like, they get sometimes like those returns for 7 points, maybe every other week. This one, it wasn't as needed, but again, that should seal the deal on this one. And the Lions' season is effectively over once they drop this game. Really curious to see how the Dynamo and the Crocs game shapes out here just shortly after this game ends. Regardless, we need to win next week. Even if the Dynamo lose their game against the Crocs, like if we lose to them next week, they'll hold the same record as us, plus they'll have the 2-game tiebreaker, having won both the games against us. So next week is what we're playing for here, and this is just kind of a game to like solidify us in the playoff picture at the very least, and also get some practice with our offense going into that week. I know it sounds weird to say practice as we're in week 15, but like there's still a lot of stuff that we can improve upon with some of our offensive drives and all that, as Wright spikes the ball here with 42 seconds left. But like, I just know our offense can get better and be a little bit more loose with like the passing game and stuff. We've just been trying to piece it together over the course of the season. There's been a few fluky games where we aren't able to do anything because of like the rain or just, you know, some other external factor. A few games where just my user ability is not there either. Lions are going to go for it now on 4th and 4 from their own territory, down by 20, even though earlier in the game they didn't want to go on a 4th and 1 from midfield, only down 10. And they had the screenplay set up, a different kind of screenplay, but gets hit before he's able to get it off. And now we'll get the ball back to just run down some clock here. I'm going to run it on first down just because I think they'll still use their timeout. And then we'll go to the kneel down formation from there. Maybe not. Maybe they've just given up at this point, not using their final timeout. So we will let the clock run. Good solid victory here. I mean, we had that one defensive drive that we led up to the Lions towards the end of the first half, but that was about it. The Lions just had no answer on offense or anything like that. I guess there was that other drive where they just could have kicked a field goal or done a short run too. But yeah, we got some good showings from the offensive side of things, both on the ground and over the air. A couple long field goal attempts by Mansfield that went through, and the defensive fumble recovery for 7 to end the game. You can go ahead and celebrate, Justin Carey. You've just made the playoffs essentially with your 11th win of the season, but will we be able to get the division crown and hopefully the first round bye? We shall see here in a moment how that game shaped out between the Crocs and the Dynamo, but first we'll get a look at the stats here after the Madden challenge thing goes away. So get a look here at the game stats: 113 rushing yards, 113 passing yards. You can't get more balanced than that. Still obviously want the passing yards to go up, but Justin Carey with one of his best ratings of the season: 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. We take that every time. Completion percentage just above 50%. Again, can be better, but I mean, as long as we're not turning the ball over, that's fine with me. On the ground, Derek Michaels, 72 yards. We also had Jones with 24 yards on 3 carries. That's 8 yards a carry. Minter with his long touchdown was a solid offensive play that we don't see that often. So he had a touchdown score. Michaels also had 33 receiving yards, putting him at just over 100 total yards for the game. 2 sacks on the game. It felt like we had a whole lot more pressure than that too. They just had so many opportunities where the quarterback had to throw the ball away for an incompletion or go for like the run or something like that. But some good defensive line pressure in this game too. All right, so we get a look here at the standings. The Dynamo actually lost to the Crocs. The Crocs are now in the 6th spot. A couple teams at 8 and 6 here that they're also fighting for, but a huge victory there by Cape Coral will put us ahead of the Dynamo for now. But again, next week means a whole heck of a lot. If we lose that game, we'd both be 11 and 4, and the Dynamo will have won both games in that. But we've clinched a playoff spot. You see that X next to our name? That means we have clinched at least one of the top 6 spots, and we will play in the playoffs at least one game. The Buds also clinched the playoff spot by winning their game. They're 8-0 at home, and they have their final 2 games on the road where they haven't fared as well. In the AFC, the Marshalls are the best team at 9 and 5. A lot more question marks here for their playoff race, I suppose. But in the NFC, you can kind of see it's a 7-team race as of now. There's a bunch of 7 and 7 teams in the picture, but a lot of these 6 and 8 teams, not so much. But a definitive game of the week upcoming in week 16. Only 2 out of the 3 teams that have 10 wins in the season are facing each other, and it's for all the marbles. Let's get a look at the team matchup here. So the Dynamo finally ended a 6 or 7 game winning streak, I believe, by losing to the Crocs. And if you get a look at their ranks, they're actually the only team ahead of us in the turnover differential mark. They have 6 more turnovers forced than we do. Their defense is also top 6 in the league. The one thing that they're not very good at is pass defense, but we're not as good at passing. They are 2nd in rush defense, so that should be the big matchup of the day, their rush defense versus our rush offense. And you get a look at the Dynamo's total offense. They're not as good at passing either, and they have the 3rd best rush offense in the league, so they like to keep things on the ground is what I'm looking at here. They also force a lot of turnovers, and they win a lot of those games even though they don't score a ton of points. They win those games by forcing that turnover and holding their opposition to low yardage situations. As a reminder, for the last time we played the Dynamo, it was a low scoring affair. We lost by a score of 10-7. It was not a very fun game in terms of, high volume plays or anything like that. It's going to be a defensive struggle on the ground, but it should be fun nonetheless. We can take a little bit of a sigh of relief since we've made the playoffs already, but getting that division crown and getting the first round bye would be so much sweeter. But that'll do it for week 15. I'm super excited for week 16, and I will see you back next week as we face off against the DC Dynamo for collectively the division. This is Kasabe. Thanks so much for watching.